How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 2 today of our PES 2018 Master League Career Mode, whatever you want to call it, with Olympique Lyon. Today we're going to be finishing off the transfer window. We're going to be playing a couple of games which I'll be post-coming, and then we'll be ending off the episode with a live com against a team that I can't remember who we're playing against now, so forgive me, but we'll see soon enough. You'll see soon enough. But the first thing I really wanted to mention in this video is a big thank you for your guys' support on episode number 1 of this. I'm very aware this is something that's semi-new to the channel, with it being PES and not FIFA, but yeah, the first video actually did a little bit better than I expected it to, so thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. But we're going to talk a lot more today about what's going on in the background. In the first episode it was like, where have I been, what to expect from this series, that kind of stuff. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the actual gameplay in the background. Now, the last time I saw you guys, obviously we were approaching deadline day. I was talking about picking up a couple of players from the same nation, like a perfect link that I wanted to get going on from centre mid to the wing. We were looking at a Japanese one, we were looking at a Croatian one, I think we were looking at Kovacic and Pajaka. There was Kagawa and Inui. We actually ended up going down the Argentinian route. I believe you've already seen in the background we've picked up Lo Celso from Paris Saint-Germain, got him for a very nice price. We then, well, I was very torn between Lamela and Correa. We managed to get them both down a ton on their asking price, so value for money wise we were doing very well on both as far as the fee goes, but the wages were what really dictated which player we went for. You can see I'm really deliberating between the two. I'm looking at the skill set, I'm looking at all that kind of stuff, and then I realised we didn't quite have enough in the wages, so it was who to go for: Correa, Lamela. Lamela obviously a bit more experienced, Correa's probably got arguably a bit more potential, being the same rating and a little bit younger as well, so that's what we ended up going for. We ended up trying to get Correa in there. You can see you negotiate, time goes forward, it comes up with a percentage chance on what the likelihood is of that what you've just negotiated being accepted, and Correa comes through. Absolutely fantastic stuff. You've seen in the background here, we're getting for 6.3 million on 2.8 million a year. Very good deal in my opinion. You can see it took us right down to the wire in terms of what funds we had left, and you can see in the background now we're actually going into our first Europa League game. This is one of the things I love about PES. The presentation of the Europa League, the Champions League and League and all the stuff they got on there on the game officially is top notch. And somebody actually commented on the video saying, you know, the first episode, if only they could get that kind of stuff with FIFA, merge it together, it'd be such a good game. And I completely agree. Although FIFA is the game I by far prefer in terms of playability and how much time I put into it every year, there is a lot of stuff that I wish that they would take from PES and implement into the game, which is what I'm really hoping they're going to do with the addition of the Champions League this year. But you can see our first game in the Europa League is actually against a very familiar opponent. It's West Ham. You can see our lineup for the game here. Pretty much the same as we played in the first episode for the first couple of games, but we do bring in Correa for, I think it was Bertrand Traoré that was playing in that position. Lo Celso starts on the bench. The West Ham lineup is looking very familiar. There is one new player, a player that I'm not too familiar with actually. He's on the right wing, D Cop, with the thing above the C. I'm guessing he's Turkish or Portuguese or something like that, but yeah, not a player I'm super familiar with. This is actually a pretty intense game actually. There was a lot of chances flying around. That was our first big one there. A lovely little fake shot turn by Correa. Puts the ball into the box into a dangerous area. Couldn't quite get a head onto it. But what a save this is from Cop, the player who just mentioned. You can see the Duge Cop on the back of his shirt. I don't know if he's like a regen, a real life player. If he's a real life player, it's not one I'm familiar with. But we've got the replay of this one because what a strike it is. And what a great save from Anthony Lopez. The best player on our team. Let's not forget Lopez's rating was. And yeah, pulled out a big save there. You can see there's a bit of a melee here from the West Ham defence. It falls to Correa. Lovely bending effort on the edge of the area, going into that far corner, but just goes wide. Apologies if you just said that little noise there. I forgot to turn off the notification saying my Xbox is running in the background. But we have another great chance here. I think that's Ben Yedder that fell to. Couldn't quite take it. He's, of course, had a great start since joining us, but we've nearly punished there. It seemed to be one of the games where there was chances that there were few and far between, but the chances that did come were fantastic ones, and that was one there where I think it was Andy Carroll that had that shot. If you'd have taken it a bit closer, that would have been, you know, you'd have backed him to finish it, but he took it first time. But we go 1-0 up. Nabil Fekir, the main man outfield for us, of course, the star man, the player that's linked all across Europe at the moment in real life. Liverpool linked to them, and now Man United are linked with him as well at the moment, but forget the finish. What a filthy ball this is from Undembele, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's another player that's actually been linked away a fair bit from Lyon in this current transfer window. A kid with obviously a lot of potential, a lot of people are thinking. But yeah, lovely ball over the top, and Fekir took it very, very well. He actually has a crap from around Undembele. and nothing quite comes of it. It ends up being a free kick that Depay wins after an aerial challenge there, and at this moment we actually decided to make a couple of changes in the game. I don't think you'll see, but Bertrand Traore comes on, Lo Celso comes on for his debut. I can't remember who the third sub it was that we brought on, but instantly here we use its cornet. Actually, you can see it gets the ball out wide, plays it to Tete, great ball back to Lo Celso, and he tucks it in for a goal on his debut. That's not a bad return we've got now, by the way, and debut goals. That's him and Ben Yedder both scoring on their debut. Unfortunately, Correa on the wing wasn't able to get one in this game, but lovely finish, and that was pretty much as well his first touch in a Lyon shirt, which was pretty incredible. But you can see the game finishes 2-0, get our first win in the Europa League, and you're going to see the group stage actually here. The team in our group, or one of them, is Bayern Munich, and I should explain, obviously, PES haven't got the rights to all the teams, and although that says Bayern Munich, that's obviously a flaw when I've put all the badges in and everything and all the kits. It's giving that, whatever team that should be, Bayern Munich. So although that says Bayern Munich, it's not actually Bayern Munich, as you'll see when we play them in the next episode. It's a pretty random team that I'm not too familiar with. But we are going to our second game of today's episode now, which is going to be the final one that I'm post-coming against Toulouse. And I'm not sure, but I actually think Ben Yedder might have started out at Toulouse. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, guys. Let me know if you know if that's true or not. But for some reason, something in my mind tells me that Ben Yedder was at Toulouse towards the start of his career. So if that is the case, he's of course coming up here against his former club. We're back in action in Ligue 1 where we've had a pretty good start. I think we've won 2, drawn 1 out the first 3 games, and the one we drew, we were very unlucky, and we considered that very late free kick. I can't remember who it was against, but the late free kick that went in and meant it was a draw. But this is another game where chances were pretty few and far between, to be honest. You can see 10 minutes in, Depay has an effort there, well saved by the goalkeeper of Toulouse. I think it's Lafont they've got in goal. Toulouse, a very highly rated young goalkeeper. I think it's Lafont that's at Toulouse anyway, I could be wrong on that one. But half time, you can see that was pretty much the only chance of the game pretty much. There was not a lot going on in the final third for either team. We end up making a change at half time to try and change this, bringing on Ndombele, who actually took off to bring in Lo Celso after he scored. But we bring off 2/3. Is it 2/3? We bring off, there's so many, the pronunciation is not strong with these guys, I'm afraid, so forgive me if I'm butchering them. But yeah, we bring him on to try and make an impact in the game. Great movement there from Ben Yedder to almost put us 1-0 up. Snapshot across the goalkeeper just goes wide, but in the second half the change really did feel like it made a difference. We were coming forward with a lot more gusto, managing to cut through the defence a lot more regularly, and that is a fantastic save. We saw a great save in the last game against West Ham from Lopez in between our sticks. This one is just as good in my opinion. I think it's Nebel Fekir it's pulled back to, or it falls back to I should say in the end. Pulls the trigger, great reaction save. It looked like it was pretty much past him, and he still managed to just stick that hand out, get the save, and Fekir gets another chance here. Well saved by the keeper again, who had a very good second half. However, it's very unfortunate to when it's been to lose. They try to clear it, hits the defender on the backside, and we are going to make them pay for that. Ben Yedder gets the goal. Lovely finish after a well-worked move in the end. I mean, it's pretty unlucky for him to lose, the deflection of the defender, but we took the chance in the end to put ourselves 1-0 up. You'll see in the replay, it's actually a cheeky little ball roll in this from Ben Yedder. And like I say, if it is against his former club, that is, of course, a goal against his former employer. But you see there, not at a ball roll. So we'll make the room, pull the trigger, and make it 1-0. And we actually make it 2-0 shortly after that. Lovely little move. This one just about kept in play, but I think it was what's his name, Correa around the far side, pulled it back for the right back, Tete to whip in, and then it's nodded in by Depay, who's finding himself in goal scoring positions quite often at the moment, and he's had a very strong start to the season. But that is going to end off this game. It's a 2-0 win, continuing our very strong start to the season. We're now going to jump forward to the live commentary portion of the video, where we're going to be finding another game in Ligue 1. I'll see you there, guys. So here we are then, guys. Welcome to the live recording portion of the game. The live com you've seen in the background there. Nebel Fekir, by the way, selected as my favourite player to begin with. I think it had to be, didn't it? He's the main guy in the team. You get to select one. I don't know if it's at the end of every transfer window, at the start of every season or something like that, but you get to pick one. And you can see Nebel Fekir is the one we selected to go with from the off. Like I said, we've got a live com now. We're playing against, it's SMKN, I believe is how you pronounce it. But again, I could be absolutely butchering that. We've had a really good start. Like I say, we've not lost a game in the league. We've only dropped points in one game where we drew, where we were pretty unlucky. And against SMKN, you'd expect us to pick up another 3 points. A team we should definitely be beating, even though we are away from home. One thing that I would like to mention as well is something else I love on Master League. The transfer market is always so active, and you see some crazy deals. I can't see anything too mental about about this SM Kian team. I don't know if Daniel Carrico actually plays there in real life, but he's a player that I'm familiar with. But other than that, nothing too much jumping out to me. You can see the team we're going with. You probably saw a quick glimpse of it at the start there anyway. But yeah, we're going with Lopez in goal, of course. Tete right back, Marcelo and Younger and B were making the centre halves. Left back we have got Is it Marcal? Again, Marcal, I think so you pronounce it. Midfield three, we're going for Ndombele, Fekir and Toussaint. And then a front three of Correa, Ben Yedder and Memphis Depay. The front three all starting really, really well. Correa, although he didn't score in his debut, still seemed pretty tasty. So let's jump into this game and hopefully we can pick up another 3 points. Well, straight into the action, guys. Dominating possession, as you'd like to see. We're going to go with one for them. Dembele from here. The long shots can be nice. And what a start. Live com. First one in a long, long time. We let one rip with Dembele, who's shown already that he could have a potential cracker in his locker. And he absolutely slams that into the far corner. What a finish that is. Take a bow, son. Unbelievable. It's the first shot of the game. First real thing we've tried in the game. And it's an absolute bloody worldie. Look at this, just playing it round. I was just saying we were keeping possession well with the team on top, but when I released this, I thought, sort of test the keeper, but my God, that is an absolute screamer. And Dembele, who's seeing a lot of the ball at the moment. Once level Fekir. Oh, a lovely little turn. Have we come away with it? We have as well. Fekir, that is absolutely delightful. We're going to go for a give and go here. Round the corner. That's wonderful. Can we finish it? Oh, it's just wide. Correa, it felt. It was a lovely move from the trickery from Fekir in the middle of the park. Lovely give and go. Correa, nice little touch here. Look at that. Back heel into the path of him again. And it's just wide. So close. I probably should have finessed that. Lays it back. Look at the return. Look at the return. Go on. Can we get it away? Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can. 2-0. And it's Ben Yedder, another player that's had a fantastic start to the season in terms of goal scoring. It makes it 2-0, 35 minutes in. I actually didn't think we got there originally. It's a nice little give and go. Just knocks it off here. Turns and runs off the back of the defender. Played over the top. Yeah, the defender does get the initial touch. It's not great from him, is it? We managed to sneak in, slide it into the corner. 2-0 before half-time. We are looking comfortable, lads. Good tackle. Get there as well, he does. Deflects around it. It's felt kind of for KM, but couldn't have so much more. It's another early ball they've played. Absolutely sliced it, but again, showing that they can get in there with these early balls. That's what's going to cause us a problem, it looks like, if anything. But, my God, I think that was meant to be a cheap ball. We just absolutely sliced it, but Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Get rid. Well played. Can we just get that up top? Break could be on here, Bertrand Traore. Lots of space to run into. He's got the fresh legs as well. Come on, Bertrand. What you got? What you got in the tank? You should be pretty fresh, like I say. We'll pull the trigger, actually. Why not? Oh, it's one of those. It wasn't a million miles away, but I don't think it was ever troubling the goalkeeper. I can't believe how deep the defence was from Kane then, to be honest. So I thought this guy running back there on the right of the screen was the last guy back, but you see more people stepping up here out their own box. It must have been a run from the other winger from Correa, I'm assuming, that pushed him back, but very, very unusual. Into the middle. Can we get one more? It's a decent interception. It wasn't really where I wanted it. And as now we approach the 90th minute, this game looks pretty much done and dusted. 2 minutes added on, we're 2-0 up, and the ball's in our possession now. Back to Lopez. 1 minute to go. It's been a pretty comfortable game, to be honest. It's not been the most exciting game by any stretch of the imagination. We've created some chances, and Kane did have a small period of play where it looked like they were going to try and get back into the game with a couple of half chances, but nothing major. And we're finishing strong. Can we make it 3? Not quite, but that should be that. And there indeed is the full-time whistle. It's another 2-0 win. That seems to be a pretty common scoreline with us so far. Goals from Ben Yedder and Ndombele with an absolute scorcher of a shot right at the start of the game. But both those players, actually, Ndombele and Ben Yedder, have made fantastic starts to the season. But another 3 points, another 2-0 win. And the start of the season has been very, very strong indeed. That is going to end off this episode though, guys. Really hope you're enjoying this series so far. Like I say, I'm going to be trying to get out at least 3 of these a week. It's not going to be easy with work, but that is the target that we're aiming for. Like I say, I really hope you're enjoying it. You can see the league table in the background. We are now top of the table, level on points with Saint-Etienne and Monaco, and 1 point clear of PSG, so it's very tight at the top. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Forgive me if the live com wasn't up to the old standards. I still feel rather rusty when I'm doing this kind of stuff at the moment, so forgive me, but we'll get there. Like I say, I will speak to you all in the next video, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Speak to you then. Nidge out.